Perfect. So, welcome to this episode of Tea Time. And today I get to spotlight my friend Abby. And I am thrilled because I absolutely love her. I got to meet her almost 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, where she worked for the church where we used to hold our Mary Kay meetings. And from the moment I met her, she is definitely somebody who I have always appreciated who she is, her honesty. She is so sweet and funny, and she's gorgeous. And now she's my Mary Kay customer. And I wanted to spotlight her because I think she is just such an important person in the community, and everything she represents is how we all should be, really. So my friend Abby, so tell us, where do you live? What do you like to do for fun? What excites you?
Yeah, so I used to live in Hocus, Delaware, which is where I got to know Nikki, right around the corner from where she is. But now I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So just a slightly different place to be. And I am the family ministry pastor at the church where I serve. So that takes up a lot of my time. But I really love to bake. I've been baking my way through Shauna Seaver's Midwest Made cookbook. I'm about 2/3 of the way through that. So that's been a fun adventure. I also love to read a lot of history, psychology, some novels, spiritual formation, things like that. So that's me.
Oh, I love it. And one of the things that we were just talking about is Abby is taking some courses to become a reverend at the church where she serves. And she was telling me about the church, and I got really excited. I was like, just hold on to that because you're going to repeat it again. So tell us a little bit about the history of the church where you serve, or just the denomination, and what you do for that congregation.
Yeah, so I serve at a Wesleyan church here in the Twin Cities, and the Wesleyans have a long history of being really welcoming toward women in ministry. I was sharing with Nikki that it was a Wesleyan pastor who ordained the very first female pastor in the United States. The Seneca Falls Convention was held at a Wesleyan church, so they have a long history of empowering women in ministry. There's still a long ways to go because there's a whole lot of barriers that seem to be in the way for women in a lot of ways, but they are very open and welcoming to having women in ministry, which is a really gratifying thing to have, to be able to use my gifts and serve in the fullness of that and not worry about if I'm stepping on anybody's toes with anything. So the church that I'm at specifically is on the north side in the Northeast community in Minneapolis, and it's been around for almost 100 years. Started by a bunch of teenagers back almost 100 years ago, and they just wanted to have a church, and they wanted to be able to tell people about Jesus, and it's been there ever since. So it's really cool to be in a church that's in the city where there's so many people that walk or bike to church. I love in the summertime, there's just like kids' bikes all across like the front sidewalk of church because they rode their bikes over there. It's pretty great.
That is so cool. And the sense of community that you get from something like that versus, a church on a main road that doesn't really have anything but cars coming by, like that truly does embody what we're trying to reach in this world, which is more community versus less isolation.
Yeah. Sure.
And you are working with the families there. You do the family program?
Yes. So I work a lot with the kids, but it's also about helping parents, not just in their parenting journey, but helping them to disciple their kids and figure out how to grow as a family in relationship with Jesus and his church and the rest of the world. So that means that there are programs that I run on Sunday mornings for the kids, ages 0 through 11. It means that I'm helping the kids find ways to serve in the church, figure out the things that they're gifted at and get connected with that. And then also helping them engage with serving the world. So over the summer when we did Vacation Bible School, they packed toiletry kits that were taken to some homeless encampments here in the cities. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be taking a bunch of 5 to 11-year-olds to this facility. There's an organization called Feed My Starving Children where you can go and you fill up these bags with dried grains and dried vegetables, and they seal them up and they're delivered to kids all around the world who are in need. So I have a lot of them are 5-year-olds, and I'm so excited. They had to sign these little commitment cards to check off that they knew that like it was going to be a big job, and they needed to come with their closed-toed shoes and a good attitude and ready to work hard. And then they signed their names down at the bottom. It's so great. I love it.
gosh. And they're going to love every second of that. Oh,
Yeah.
see, this is what makes me so sad that you're far away because you are like speaking to my soul. These are all the things that I love about who you are and just the work that you do. And somebody I want my own children to be around because, you're like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you pick
Yeah, exactly.
people like you, it works out. Oh, Abby, I love it. And again, the way that I got to meet her was through Mary Kay. So one of the things I wanted to ask is, what is your favorite Mary Kay product?
Well, as we were chatting about earlier, this will be no surprise to Nikki, but I really love the CC cream. It's such an easy way to just brighten up my face, and I don't feel like I have to do a ton else. Like I put on a little mascara, a little concealer where I need it, and I'm good to go. And so, especially on Tuesdays are my early morning where I'm leaving the house extra early for an early meeting, and so on those days, to just know that I less than 5 minutes, I can have my whole face done, and I'm ready and confident to walk out the door with that.
Oh,
So.
and you are beautiful either way.
Thank
But
you.
don't you find that you can wear CC cream too, like summer, spring, fall, winter? Because what happened when you
Oh, I
thought you
do.
had to go down a shade?
Yeah. Yeah. I wear it all the time, but yeah, there was one time where like Minnesota winter, you don't get a whole lot of sunlight, and I felt like, man, I don't feel like I have the same glow that I used to just because I've been inside for so long. So I ordered a shade lighter of the CC cream and then went to Costco with my husband. It's like, are you gonna pass out? Are you okay? Like, no, I guess I have the wrong shade of CC cream. I should have stuck with what Nikki told me I needed in the first place.
That was so funny. I actually tell that story all the time. I'm like, no, this is like the most transient color you can have. It carries all your, or just the kind of foundation that takes you through all the seasons. I'm like, and let me tell you what
Mm-hmm.
happens if you think you need to go down a shade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was so funny. I'm like, no, I'm not going to pass out in Costco. I just thought I needed a different shade, but apparently I don't.
Nope, you were good just the way you were.
Yeah.
That's the best. Well, one of the things that we get to offer our customers is also the ability to do the skin analyzer, which is such a tool that we can use to help women really figure out what kind of products would work best for them skincare wise. So what it does is like you download an app, you scan your face, and then it tells you how your skin tone is and what kind of products they recommend to help support you to look just as amazing and fabulous as you are. Because our goal is never to look like somebody else. Like our goal is to look like ourselves, just the healthiest, happiest version of ourselves.
Yeah.
So some of the products that they recommended, I would have actually guessed for myself because you don't need anything extra. You are just fabulous the way that you are. But the normal skincare for people that are above the age of 18, which is the 3D. And it's 3D skincare because it's three-dimensional. It defends against free radicals. It delivers benefits, and it delays the look of premature aging because really we don't want to look any older than we actually are, even though the people around us might be trying to make us age. We don't want that to happen. So yeah, and that has an amazing cleanser, day cream, night cream, and eye cream. And then it also recommended eye patches, which I feel like everyone, as long as you're awake, eye patches are a lovely thing to have because we're usually tired if we're awake.
Sure.
Yeah. So eye patches just really help to depuff and de-stress your eyes. It helps to relax. And it helps dark circles and all of those things almost instantly disappear. It's great for instant gratification. And then the last thing that I saw on there was microdermabrasion, which that is just an amazing supplement that helps to make your skin feel like a baby's bottom. I don't remember if you tried that before or not.
I don't think I have.
So I usually do it in the shower, just because it's easier to rinse off the little crystals that go into your pores. They clean out all the blackheads and it
Sure.
exfoliates all the dead skin off your face. And then after you're done, you put on a pore minimizer. And when I tell you, everybody does this. They're like, oh, I didn't realize my face could feel like this. It is so smooth and awesome. So yeah, so that's just another fun product that a lot of people do in addition to skincare, maybe once a week. It's a salon-based service usually, but Mary Kay offers it as not a salon-based service. So women work so stinking hard to do things for themselves, for others, for the community, for their families that, we just like to offer a little something to help people feel good about themselves, a little bit of self-care, because usually we're the last ones that get taken care of, or that we don't tend to take care of ourselves as well as we should. So we just don't know. The goal of Mary Kay is just to make people feel awesome. So I hope that, you get a chance to try some things. Actually, I think I'll send you some microderm. You can try it out.
Ooh,
Oh,
I'm game for that.
awesome. So is there any way that people can help out at the church that you serve? Are you looking for any type of donations or food drive or anything that could help, the community that you work in?
I mean, that's a really great question. I don't know that there's anything specifically, I mean, especially from a distance. You can always go to waiteparkchurch.org. That's WAITE parkchurch.org. And if you go to waiteparkchurch.org/parents, you can see like there's a lot of parenting resources that we make available to people. So you can feel free to check those out, share them with people that you know. We try to update that pretty frequently with stuff like how to create a media safe home and how do you talk about tough issues with your kids like anxiety or bullying or any number of things. How do we discipline in a way that it promotes connection with kids rather than shutting down relationships? So you can feel free to check that out. And yeah, I mean, there is a give tab on there if you would like to. We would always welcome that. But I mean, we're about giving stuff away rather than asking for it.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I'll include that in the YouTube link because, I mean, you never know who might be wanting to give to a different church other than their own or just in a giving spirit. We're getting ready to get in the holidays, so now is the time.
There you go.
Oh, Abby, you're fantastic. Thank you so very much for joining me today, and I appreciate you.
Thanks, Nikki.